So today is Labor Fest, 2019 Labor Fest. It's a day to celebrate workers, all the contributions that they give to their community, to their workplace, to their fellow coworkers. It's also a day to learn from each other, and it's a day to have fun and bring your kids and your family. Labor Day, sometimes people think it's just Labor Day weekend and you get another day off. Well, that day off is because of the unions, and every holiday off is because of the unions. So this is about not just celebrating what we are and the nature of the work we do, but it's also celebrating all the long-fought battles that we had to make sure that people have their rights at the workplace, but also their rights in the community, because we wear multiple hats. Unions are about democracy. It's democracy in the workplace, and that's what we live in, and that's what we try to make more of in our society, which is a democracy. There are doctors in unions, there are lawyers in unions, but there are also skilled workers in factories that are unions, nurses. There are all the people in the medical care community in unions, and we've got public sector from the federal level, state level, county level, city level, school district employees, all in unions. So the VA hospitals in unions, the Madison College and the technical colleges are in unions. You have instructors in unions. You have from housekeeping to janitorial to maintenance. You have all the building trades, electricians, plumbers. I could go down all the list. It's 18 building and construction trades, and they're here today with the Building Trades Council, which are part of us. And then you also have the service sector unions, like I mentioned, you've got Workers United, SEIU, you've got tons of workers in unions. Anyone can be in a union. And when people join unions, it's to get better wages, it's to get better benefits, it's to have a voice in your workplace when it comes to working conditions. So if you're being asked to work on a holiday, you should be able to bargain in to maybe get that time and a half or double time. If you are being asked to work 2-3 shifts and you can't manage it, when you're getting overtime shifts and you have daycare to deal with, you can form a union and you can say, hey, we're going to bargain this. We're going to sit down and talk about how to treat us right and how to compensate it right. So when we talk about working conditions, it's also about safety. You have safety committees and safety stewards that literally save lives and save limbs. And that's incredibly important for workers to have that voice and that power behind it and that protection behind it. And the only way they get that, really, are to be in unions. And if you're a progressive in Madison and you're like, you know what, I have progressive ideals. I'm against racism, I'm against sexism, I'm against homophobia. Guess what? Union density goes up in a state. Those things are challenged more. Unions mean workers come together, they support one another, and they get past their prejudices they may have been taught when they were younger. They move beyond that and they go, you know what, we can create a better workplace and a better society. We work with Fair Wisconsin, we work with Voces Stand Up Ontario, we work with NAACP, we work with League of Women Voters, we work with all those organizations. They're here today because we stand together. It's not just about a workplace. It is. That's the core. That's where we spend a lot of time. So we have to be organized there. But it's also about our community. We wear multiple hats. The kids that are homeless in the school district, and workers and unions have brought in just basic necessities that we take for granted for those kids. And there's hundreds of children just in Madison alone who are homeless. And so we're bringing in all these donations through our community services liaison with the United Way, and that's a labor person. Those are labor unions that are doing it, and we want to give back. And all these unions, if you ask them, they're all giving back in different ways constantly because they're part of the community. But the main thing also is public sector workers had their rights taken away. And when you take away their rights, people and the conservatives think that was fine because, hey, it saves money. I was a public sector worker. I can guarantee you it does not save money. I sat on safety committees. I sat on insurance advisory committees where we saved this county alone millions of dollars because we had the rights to do so. We were able to bargain that. That bargaining power was taken away throughout the state of Wisconsin. And so when you support public sector workers to do their job, they can save taxpayer dollars, they can find efficiencies, they can stand up against layers of bureaucratic management without retaliation if they have a strong union. So the conservatives that are out there who are regular people should say, hey, we support unions for public sector if that's what they believe in. So this is about all the things that unions do. And if we really want to become a more progressive society, and we really want to make a difference, join a union, form a union, and just contact our office, right? And come to Labor Fest first. Have a celebration. Bring your kids. We have a lot of activities that we have for the kids today. So solidarity is the concept of coming together. Workers coming together to support one another. And when you have a tough bargaining campaign, or when you have an issue-oriented campaign that you believe in for a community ally, or when you have an issue at the workplace where workers are being exploited, which they are, right? We see this today. We see billionaires getting richer and richer, and it's the unions that offset that. It's the unions that say, wait a second, there's all this income inequality, there's all these racial disparities. Let's come together and fight that, right? Equal pay for equal work done. Women should be getting paid the same as men. Everyone else should be getting paid. Every union contract has that. You're in a union, there's no favoritism, no nepotism, no discrimination, no harassment. That doesn't mean it won't happen, but the union has it built in their contract to battle that. So legally we can go after it, as well as workers coming together, whether it's law or not, that can battle that. So solidarity is about coming together, fighting on the issues that we all believe in, having those discussions to figure out what those issues are and prioritize, but it's the workers that come together. It's a pure democratic process, and that's why solidarity brings power. And that's why the wealthy, powerful interests are against unions. And that's why they get politicians sometimes to sell out the working class and the working people. We as workers need to organize to fight that back, and the bad guys know that. And so they know they have to decrease union density. You look at the states that have the highest union density, New York, California, West Coast, Northeast, they also have some of the best legislation for working people and regular people. You see the countries that have the highest happiness level, Denmark, Sweden, Iceland, have 80-90% union density. They don't have any of these issues that we're facing in America. So you want, and the states that are worst union density are the southern states. And the states that are getting worse, Midwest states, including Wisconsin, in terms of decreasing union density, and the rich are getting more because of it. They know they have to go after unions first. And I'm going to say this, it's not what people usually say, but whether it's Hitler or Stalin, whether it's North Korea or China, whether it's Colombia, they all have attacked their unions or made it illegal or made it difficult, and they all have little union density. And it doesn't matter whether they're left or right. That's what they attack first if they want to consolidate power, gain power, and then get more wealth and more power because of it. They have to bust the unions first, and they have to destroy it. And that's when a politician creates a law that goes after unions, that's what they're doing, so they can consolidate power. It's workers that come together through solidarity to fight for unions. And today isn't just that fight. Today is more of a celebration, having fun. You see all the kids. We have face painting. We have magic shows. We have stuff for the kids with the bounce house. We have all sorts of fun things, but we also have all the informational tables with our allies. We learn from each other there and have fun discussions, and we hear some great music. Band came all the way from New York. They were on tour, Union Band, and they said this is their last day for their tour. They're playing today. They were great. And the Jimmies are next, and we have a solidarity roll call too, where everybody stands up and solidarity.